brakes initiate the oversteer here. Yeah, it's oversteering power. Transition. Heel toe downshift. Get the rear end to come around just for fun. Damn, this NSX is fast.
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning into another episode of Driver's Paddock. And today I'll be going to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, DDT, to practice some car control and drift this car behind me. So stay tuned, because at the very end, I'm going to be giving my most important tip when it comes to drifting. Let's go to the track. So everybody, behind me is Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, DDT. And let's meet the car that I'm going to drive, and we'll head out on track. Let's go.
Alright, we're about to head out on track now, and there's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, whenever we're thinking about sliding our car control, or any type of driving for that matter, the first time you go out on a track, you don't full send, right? That first lap, you're really taking it easy, you're sort of feeling out the weather conditions, you're looking for any debris that might be on the track. You got to make sure that the car is okay, and it takes time to really work up to the limits of the car. And first of all, gaining appreciation for what your hands feel, gaining appreciation for your feet, what the brakes feel like, threshold braking, get an idea of the lateral loads that the tire can handle. And the thing is, with driving, there's so many different factors. There's temperature, there's humidity, there's tire wear. There are just so many factors that affect the car's performance, the driver's performance, how much you slept the day before. All these things matter. And so come out with me, let's do a siding lap, let's figure out what the conditions of the track are. From there, I'll start to push a little bit, and you'll see me try to find the limits of the car. And usually when I drive other people's cars, I get maybe 3 to 5 laps maximum. And so I have to find out very quickly what the limits are, how the car behaves, what happens when I lift off, what happens when I throttle out, how much power does this car have, how much power oversteer is available to me, how much lift off oversteer is available to me. And so all that's to say is work up to it, right? You do some siding laps, you start to push, you start to figure out where the limits of the car are, and at that point, that's when you can start to get the rear end out a little.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's head out on track. Of course, traction control is fully off, and let's do a siding lap. I'm told there's a lot of ice in some areas. Right now it's minus 5 degrees. Yeah, there's a patch of ice here. You gotta be very careful. Remember not to pass the blend line there. And let's take it easy. Let's do a siding lap. Let's figure out if there's any debris, where the ice is. So there's patches of ice, patches of snow. Let's see if we can figure out where the brakes and where the ABS sorts of kicks in, where the tire limit is at. Of course, keeping my vision up. There's quite a lot of grip, which is actually okay. I like that. It'll really challenge me if I'm trying to get the rear end out. There's an SCI behind me. getting my brain used to the G-force. Let this guy by, or not. Yeah, there's a patch of ice here. Definitely want to avoid that. Lots of snow here. Just making mental notes. Water patches here and there. We have the kink here. There should be some cones there. I'm definitely going to let Adam know about that. Okay, so now I have a rough idea of sort of where the car is at, what it can do. Now that I have an idea of the grip levels, what I like to do next is sort of work on some power oversteer. So from the apex out, I want to figure out how I can get the rear end to kick out. Not here, there's some snow there. Maybe let's try turn 3. Heel toe downshift, turn the car in, get the front end to grip. There, the rear end starts to kick out. So I have a mental note, how much throttle I need to get the rear end to come out. Second, turn in, a little bit of power oversteer, right? Okay, good. I have a mental note now. How much throttle does it take to get the rear end to kick out? And of course, the car is going to be very sensitive at the limit. Heel toe downshift, come in, get an idea. Okay, I'm going to need more throttle there. Even though it's downhill offset, we're just coming up to some traffic here. Come in, load up the tire, get an idea what it feels like. Here, heel toe, turn it in, power oversteer. Good. Now I have a good idea in my mind of how much throttle it takes for me to kick the rear end out. From here, same thing, heel toe downshift second. I know there's ice here, be careful. Kick the rear end out. Okay, mental note. Noted. I'm feeling with my body, I'm feeling with my hands, I'm seeing with my eyes, I'm hearing with my ears, and I'm definitely feeling with the internal sensors in your body, in your brain, that sense yaw in your ears, that sense balance, that sense weight shift. So now that I've established that in my body, now I can start to really slide the car. Unfortunately, we're hitting some traffic here. So let me just step off the track. I'm going to reset here, and then we'll start to do some drifting. I've established some of the grip levels. I have done some power oversteer. Now we can go back out and start to play with the car a little bit. And you know, it's quite easy just to rip the e-brake and drift. But that's not what we're after. We're after driver development here, right? So I really want to play with the balance of the chassis at the limit to get it to oversteer. So here we go. So turning the car in, right? Feel for the grip, right? I can always power oversteer, but there's a patch of ice here. That might be a hard corner to drift. Let's take a shot at it and turn 3 here. Downshift third, turn the car in. Okay, not bad. Need to maintain a little bit more throttle. Second gear, turn the car in. Okay, mental notes made, mental notes made. Okay, into third here, downhill, gotta be careful. Out here. Just playing with the balance of the car, using the brakes to shift the weight. Oh, ice. Just gotta be careful, gotta keep in mind that there's ice at the end of that. second. Some mental notes, shifting the weight. So here's the thing, when I brake, I'm shifting the weight to the front of the car, and the front end of the car is getting more grip. When I get on the gas, the rear end of the car is getting more grip. So let me use the brakes here to kick the rear end out. I'm on the brake turn in, rear end is light. When you're on the brakes, you're giving the front end more grip, and the rear end is losing grip.
Can you say that
Turn the
again?
car in.
I'm sorry.
There's actually a lot of grip there.
I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble understanding. Please use the screen control or press the talk button to try again. Canceling.
Remember, there's ice there. Just some mental notes for myself. Avoid the ice. There we go. Coming in over here. Loading up the car. Coming up. Go to a downshift second. Load the car outside wheels. Feel the rear kick out. Yeah, beauty. And connection. Okay, so I'm starting to get more comfortable. I know where the limits of the car are. I know where the limit of the tire is. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly pushing that threshold. Time for some power oversteer here. Turn the car in. Rotate, kick the rear end out, control it. Get the car to rotate, yeah. Get the car to rotate, yeah. There it is, there it is. Go to a downshift second, load the car outside wheels, feel the rear kick out. Yeah, beauty, and connection. So we just had that amazing lunch by our club there, and it's time to head back out on track. My belly is absolutely full, so I just want to talk a little bit about slip angles, and without getting too complicated, it essentially describes the minute rotation or yaw that fast drivers use to optimize a tire's grip. And essentially, as you load up a tire, as you turn, the tire and where the steering wheel is pointed is not at the exact same angle. And that's what slip angle describes. The deflection of the tire, or the contact patch, essentially pushes the car and loads up the G's and allows cars to turn. And so the actual optimal slip angle for slicks is somewhere around 3 to 5 degrees. Of course, each tire is different, but for an aggressive 200 tread of our tire, it's somewhere in the ballpark of 5 to 7, sometimes even up to 10 degrees of slip angle. And so really practicing some of my car control will really help me dial it back when I'm really trying to grip drive. So let's try to, again, get a little bit of slip angle, just go just over the limit, get the rear end to kick out, get the car to rotate a little bit, so I can continue to work on my skills. So, let's go. enough. We'll let that McLaren go. He's just a little too fast in the straights. But damn, that was fun. So everybody, we're about to go back out on track, and we've worked on a few things today. I've worked on some power sliding, right, using the throttle oversteer. I've worked on some braking to manipulate the chassis balance, so to get the load up the front end, get the rear end light and turn in to get the car to come around and yaw. We've worked on some lift off oversteer mechanics as well. So what am I going to do now? We also did a little bit of grip driving, trying to chase that McLaren, but right now I'm going to go back out. I'm going to just practice some of those skills. Some corners I might get the car just to yaw, and I might just point it straight, like the last two chicanes. You notice that I rotate the car and go straight through. Other corners I might just completely send it sideways with on entry with the brakes. Other ones I might lift off. Other ones I might power oversteer. So I'm just really trying to hone my skills, improve as a driver. So one thing I just want to say is, if you're supporting my channel, I'm 3 videos in. It means the world to me. And please let me know in the comments below, what do you want to see more of? And I'm going to continue to document all the things that I get to do and how I improve as a driver. And that really is a passion of mine, and I hope it shines through. And if you're in the Canadian GTA, Ontario track scene and you see me, please don't hesitate to say hi. And if you're not already following me on my socials, at driven.byj on Instagram, please do, because I'm going to be posting the track days I go to. I'm going to be posting some of the instructional events I'm going to, some of the time attack events I go to, and I hope to see you there. So let's head out on track and let's have a good time. Turn the car in. Use the brakes, get the car to rotate, come in, pitch the car in. Let's let this NSX pass. And let's do some grip driving now. Let's go. Get the car to rotate a little. Take it straight through. Brakes. Get the car to rotate. Straight through. Is just so fast in the corners and so fast in the straights. That all-wheel drive is insane. I can just see it pushing, exploding out of corners. Get the car to rotate here, yeah, and flat. Beautiful! Heel toe downshift. Get the rear end to come around just for fun. Damn, this NSX is fast. Damn, he's fast. Get the car to rotate. Straight. changing conditions there. That's challenging. Woo! Lift off oversteer there. Pitch it in. Oh, keep it tight. Ah, he's just too fast in the straights, but woo! That was fun. I love the BRZ. What a good learning tool. One of the things I want to add is, if you're new to tracking or if you want to get into it, I can't think of a better car than the Subaru BRZ. Right out of the box, the chassis is so balanced. You don't have a ton of power. The steering isn't bad. It's not amazing, but it's precise. The chassis, so predictable and so good to learn on. But this chassis is so good. It does everything I tell it to.
So it was an absolutely amazing day. We had a lot of fun sliding and working on our car control. And the single biggest, most important piece of advice that I can give to those who are looking to try drifting or try car control is start with grip driving. The reason why I say that is in this video I've referenced sort of what you feel in your body. You know, I use the example of lateral G. As you turn in, you're going to feel your steering be heavier and heavier and heavier up until a certain point where it gets slightly lighter and lighter. And that's where you know you're at the edge of grip on the front tires. And you know, the senses of weight shift, chassis balance. When you brake, you're pushing the front tires into the ground. When you accelerate, you're pushing the rear tires into the ground. When you turn to the right, you're loading the outside left tires. And just that those senses of feeling where the lateral loads are, where the breakaway and grip is, you really need to start with grip driving. You don't just hop in a car and start sliding it and drifting it right off the bat. You start with the basics. And locally, we have a few schools. Hanson International Driving School is the one that I started in. Now I'm an instructor with Ontario Time Attack School and BRZ Motorsports. These are all great resources for people that are looking to start performance driving or start drifting or car control, so on and so forth. But again, my biggest piece of advice is to really fine-tune those internal sensors in your hands and your feet and your brain and your ears to be able to drive closer and closer to the limit. Because essentially what drifting is the rear tires losing grip and being able to balance and manipulate the chassis such that you're able to maintain that slide and safely get out of it. So guys, thank you so much for coming with me to this amazing R Club track day. We've been blessed with such amazing weather. No snow, but still an amazing time. Thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.